Hopefully everything is audible. Hello, Prince. How's it going over there? I have 2 projects to do today. Commissions that I want to work on. And when I'm done with that, I think Twitch chat can help me decide what old pieces I should redo. Howdy! Hey, Latida! Oh, you can hear me loud and clear. Awesome, awesome. Good, I was worried about that. Oh, you have a streamer set up? I've been rearranging a lot of things. I have, thankfully my curtains already work as a good backdrop, so I didn't have to do much work there. How are y'all doing? What are you up to? What's new? What dogs have you pet recently? What's the weather like? Vibing today? Good, good. It's been a time. Yeah. Well, vibing is good. Vibing is a good state to be in. I'm gonna try and go for spooky with this piece. I don't know what direction that'll lead to yet. But something that's a little more menacing. I don't know if it's gonna be jarring or Halloween spooky. I hope not. But not sure yet. You've been binging the Jackbox collection. Ooh. Nice, nice. That is a fun series. A really strange one, too. I mean, when I first saw the branding, I never expected it to be... It just wasn't appealing to me because... it didn't seem marketed to be that, you know, that viral game. But they are very inventive. They come up with the weirdest stuff, and it's very enjoyable with friends. Just never would have imagined a brand focused on this guy's bald head coming out of a box. The animations are really weird. Their t-shirt quality is good though. I ordered one of the TKO shirts and very comfy. It's a favorite of mine. It's actually really good. The more people you have, it can get really weird and fun and appropriate. Yeah. Yeah. There are some constant good games. I think Quiplash and Fibbage work the best with any number of people. And then you get Drawful is a lot of fun. And TKO is good with a lot of people. There's that monster dating one that I have on Switch, and that one is exceptionally awkward if you don't have a lot of people. Oh, his mouth would be over there. Okay. Surviving the internet. Oh yeah, that one's fun. It has a lot of good, it changes things up every time, which is really nice. So it's almost like playing 3 different games in a unique game. You draw on your phone really well with your pinky. Well, that's good. That's good. I don't even think that with TKO, I think it's good to have people with varying art skills because you just get a lot of funny combinations. I mean, I don't think that just because, you know, one person is more of an artist that it detracts from anyone else's, you know? It's still fun even if you're doing stick figures. This mouth is very tricky. Eating with sound off. Oh, you're good, you're good. Wait, that means you can't hear me. Ooh, that means I can say silly things about Latida. Hey, Latida, Dallas is smelly. Yeah, take that. I got him good. But yeah, I think it's always, honestly, I think it's more fun when you have people with varying degrees of art skill. So You being a good artist should make it even more fun for the rest of the people. Blueburn. So that just gives them more content to make silly t-shirts with. You're gonna start a big game. Ooh, nice, nice. We do have server game nights as well. If you are you on our Discord server? Because we've held Jackbox game nights before, and depending on the night, we can get a crowd going, and it's always fun. The more the merrier. Oh, this is tricky. Awesome, awesome, yeah. So if you ever have a free night, you can just pop in the server and let them know, hey, maybe we should start a game night, you know, on one of these weekdays or something, and we can work with that. I'm hoping to have a movie night and then maybe a game night on the weekends. What's a week from now? I think the 19th and the 20-something, and the next 2 Saturdays. How do I can't make the perfect line. Oh yeah. There's a category or a room in our server that's called roles and stuff, and I think that's where, if you look in it, you can react to a message, and it'll say, if you want to be notified whenever we have game nights, react to this message with, you know, an emoji or something. And so if you go there and react with an emoji, then we can, we usually tag everyone when game nights are live. So we've been doing a lot of Among Us and Jackbox, mostly. Although we've also got things like Don't Starve Together, Borderlands, and Scribblio is fun. That's a free game that everyone's like. It's very similar to those drawing games on Jackbox. After Halo time? Ooh. I don't know much about Halo, but I know there was a sale recently, and a lot of people got the bundle pack. Is it good? Halo Reach? I don't know much about it. My friend back in middle school was more of a Call of Duty fan, but he told me that there was a rivalry. You could only like one or the other, Call of Duty or Halo. He was very much into Black Ops, Call of Duty Black Ops. Hard to get story unless you binge it. Oh, gotcha. Oh, you liked both. Okay. I guess the rivalry wasn't as crazy. I played a little bit of Black Ops. I didn't play enough to form an opinion, but I've heard Halo Reach has a lot of cool story elements. Is it anything like Doom? Because I know that one makes you more of the hero of the story, the soul fighter or murderer or whatever. And I've heard that it's made to make you feel really cool and powerful. Whereas I guess Halo is more of just a like the story-driven FPS game. Halo is definitely story-driven, Doom is too. Okay, but much more loosely. Gotcha. I've considered trying Doom. It looks interesting. But I think it's one of those where I'd want to try. I'd probably want to watch I don't know, part of a playthrough or something to get a feel for it. Although the earlier games were on sale for $5. Last I saw. So, or maybe $10 or something like that, but I don't know if the difference is so drastic that it would warrant that crazy price jump when the new Doom is, I don't know, 60? Also, you can hear now. Hello. Hi, Drew. Doom Eternal is amazing. Halo is more about making you feel like a story badass. Okay. Gotcha. What's this? Oh. You play as a super soldier orphan in Halo. Oh, that's the one where you're Master Chief, right? You play as a demon killing demon person in Doom. Okay. I saw there was a movie about Halo a while ago, and it was on Netflix. So I watched it, called Forward Until Dawn. And it's been ages, so I don't remember too much, but how does that correlate to the story? And is it, you know, a good representation? Halo has 2. There's some for Final Fantasy. Oh, okay. I didn't know Final Fantasy had any movies. That one I've heard is very complex. I've heard people compare it to Kingdom Hearts. Is that a good comparison? I know the music is incredible. The story is I haven't looked into the story, but I've heard it's very complicated. How do belts work? Oops. Final Fantasy is also in the Kingdom Hearts universe. Really? Okay, that I did not know. Huh. Were they made by the same creator, or were they just like crossed over later on. I've done as much research as I could into Kingdom Hearts. My cousin loves that series, absolutely loves it. So she gave me the rundown on Ventus, Aventus, and Sora and Roxas, and the nobodies with the X's in their names. A lot of which has gone over my head because I haven't played it, but it's intense. Greetings, Sax. Hello. What is new? What is new over there? And what is this guy's eye color? I don't remember. Square Enix. Oh, okay. They make both of them. I did not know that. Color blocking is a pain. Got all the way to Victory Road in Pokemon today. Nice. In Alpha Sapphire, right? GG. I need to catch up. I think for the last game or two that I got in Pokemon, I did not make it very far. Just, it's hard to force yourself when you're, you know, you have that mindset of, you have to be productive, and you can't be wasting time on those darn video games. So I don't know, it's almost a practice, teaching yourself how to lay back and enjoy things again like that. Wait, where's this guy's facial hair? Oh dear. What is color blocking? Oh, just, I'm dividing all of the colors, from each other in different layers so that, they're a lot easier to fill in. So, how do I describe it? Instead of painting all of these colors on one layer, I am doing them on individual layers so that if I make a mistake or if I want to change something, like if there's a pattern in on his hat maybe, then I can just go to the one layer that has his hat colors, and I just need to edit that one instead of, you know, accidentally messing with the other layers or the color in his hair or something. When it's isolated, it's a lot easier to fix. And it makes filling in color a lot quicker too. But I don't remember any of the colors that I was going with originally. So I need to look back at that. For now, I'm just coloring them in shades of red because I can tell very easily if I'm missing a spot, if I accidentally have it colored in a part, because it'll kind of, red is more obnoxious, so it shows up a lot more easily for me. So for this layer, I'm filling in his pants and facial hair, for example. So I have maybe a few different sets of his body that are colored in. But they end up being isolated from the other parts of the body. So it's pre-coloring with other colors, yeah. It's probably a lot easier to explain when I'm, going step by step in minutia. But for example, because this layer is underneath all of the other layers, this one's going to be for his jacket, and maybe just his jacket. I can go and make a mess, so I'm filling in this whole area, this whole jacket area, but as you can see, the buttons have already been filled in, so it doesn't affect the buttons. I can go in and, messily fill in all of this area, and because, the buttons in the pants have already been filled in, so I don't have to worry about those, so I'm just making a big mess, but it's hidden. My mess is hidden behind the other layers. And it won't affect the fish behind him at all. So I can go in with a messy brush. And as you can see, it doesn't touch the fish at all. When I go in to paint his hands, I do it on an even lower layer, and I can fill in this belt, I can fill in this part, and this part. I'll go back to a higher layer to fill in his teeth. And then I think the only thing left that has not been filled in are his skin. So I can make that a bright purple. Paint his whole body. And the only thing that gets affected is his skin, because I have not filled that in yet. So it seems a little too thorough initially, but you realize that it's 10 times faster than going in and manually coloring every little piece. And then I can go back in again, and these layers, I use the Protect Alpha tool, which basically means when I'm drawing the jacket, I can't draw anything outside the jacket. When I'm drawing the hat, when I'm painting in the hat, I can't. escape this layer. You know, I can't color outside the lines, as it were. So yeah, it saves me probably an hour of painting. And I don't know if it's I don't know if it's the easiest to explain when I'm not maybe I should make like a different sketch or something, and that would be a lot easier to show people. But for now, that is a budget tutorial trick. His gums are gonna be a disgusting color. It's gonna be like a melting, soggy pinkish with maybe some yellow in there. His teeth are definitely gonna be tinted yellow. Is that tool in CSP? It should be. It definitely should be. It's one of the staples in most art programs. So I would pretty much guarantee. It might be named something different. There are two different types of tools that do similar things, but they're different enough that you can use them separately. It's clipping layers and protecting the alpha layer, or alpha lock. That might be what it's called. Basically, you are locking the alpha, which is, so if I draw a square right here, then this layer is comprised of the square, which is positive space, and then the transparency, which is the negative space. So the positive space, the square, is the alpha. So if I lock alpha, on the top right of my art program, there's a little checkbox that says protect alpha. And then I want to draw, shade the square. Then I don't have to worry about making a new layer, a clipping layer. I could definitely do that. But if I just want to draw on this layer, I can do that. And I don't have to worry about coloring outside the lines because my alpha is locked. So I can do this whole thing. I can, draw whatever the heck I want to. And I don't have to worry about it going off the layer at all. Super helpful, and it is very similar to a clipping layer, but once you get familiar with those two, you'll find out that there are a lot of differences. One thing that I like to mess with is that if I'm drawing a basic character or something, so I've drawn my horse and I want to shade them. A lot of times I will make a new layer, I'll make that a clipping layer, so this is a dedicated shading layer, so okay, now I'm going to do all the shading, but it's on a different layer, so if I mess up, I will always have the original safe. If I make a mistake and want to go back or want to see what the original looks like, blah blah blah, I will always have the original layer safe. So usually I will use alpha lock for when I'm coloring in the character, putting the basic flat colors down. So if this is a horse with blue hair, and a blue tail and blue spots, those are the basic colors. That's not going to change. So I save that all as one layer on an alpha locked layer. This might be getting technical. And then for shading, because that can change, that I can mess up on, that I might have multiple layers of, or maybe I'll shade the character and then want the shading to be very light. So I will always do the shading on a different layer. Excuse me. So the shading will be on a clipping layer, and the base colors will be on a alpha locked layer. And I can totally, if that's something y'all are interested in, I can totally write that down. But yeah, so that's usually, I mean, obviously there are always exceptions, but that is the basis. Yeah, if y'all have any questions about what I'm doing, I can definitely give you an explanation, and, you know, I can guide you through stuff. It's interesting to see, because I know that I was in a completely different mindset when I didn't know these tools, but these save me hours upon hours of time. Let's see. So color blocking is making each color different to make filling it in easier. Yeah, usually I will stick to the same color, so I will probably do reds most of the time. If you see me coloring everything in red, that's what I'm doing. I'll do a progressively darker shade, so you can see like, oh shoot, there's a light color sticking out here. Well, that means that I missed this spot, or there's some right here. So I'll go back later and I can easily tell when I missed a spot. And honestly, a lot of this can be nitpicky, but especially when I'm doing commissions, I want more precision in the work. Yeah, just yeah, if there's anything specific that y'all would ever want to know, then feel free to ask. Honestly, the streams are maybe the best method to do so, because I can just show you live. This is probably the next best thing to in-person, and we won't have in-person for a while. The alpha blocking and clipping layer stuff. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's amazing. What I used to do was I used to have the completely blank line art. And honestly, and I used to do this up to maybe 3 years ago. I would go in and color everything individually. And, you know, it works, but it's a pain. And one of the painful things is that you miss a lot. So right here, if I never realize that this spot is empty and I save and submit my work, then later on I'm going to come back and find, oh shoot, not only is this not colored, but it's transparent. So you can see the background through these pixels. And right now it's a minor issue, but it could come back to become very annoying. So what I've done for the past few years as a CYA method is I will select everything outside of my coloring space. So in this case, I started with the body. I selected everything outside. And then what you do is you go to select and you invert your selection. So suddenly now, there you have it. I have my whole body colored in. And there can be a few mistakes on the outside of the piece, but now you won't have any trouble with transparent pixels on the inside of your piece, which is so much nicer. So when you color this whole thing in, instead of having to go through and step by step get frustrated over, you know, transparent pixels inside your piece, you have the whole thing filled in. All you need to do now is color it in. It has saved me so much time. So much time. You know, I used to try and get every little pixel I could. I would manually color things in like this, literally. I would go on the outside. I think I used to do this in streams too. It was painstaking. I would essentially go through and color the whole thing so I could be as precise as I could. And that could easily take me, you know, 30 minutes based on how complex the drawing is. Like, with this piece, there are a lot of wrinkles and tough spots that I might miss. But if you select everything on the outside of your drawing, and then you invert it, that takes about 30 seconds. And it is so much nicer. And so you just color it in. So yeah, definitely, I highly recommend that. It will save lives. You just added me with all those coloring every single pixel thing. Oh my goodness. I can't believe that I spent as long as I did just coloring it in manually. Because it was going on for 5 years of my, you know, of drawing commissions and things where I would just go in and say, no, if you want it done, you gotta do it yourself. And, you know, even then I would still make mistakes. I would make big mistakes in which I completely forgot to color in a spot or something like that. And it was just, it didn't feel rewarding. Whereas this is, you get that little serotonin rush, you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, efficiency. Alright, reference time. I still don't know how to use like 90% of CSP. Hi, Flywheel! Oh my goodness, it took me a while to transition just to Fire Alpaca, and I have Clip Studio Paint and it's wonderful. And it does a lot of things better, like text, editing text and GIFs and stuff like that. But the controls are very different. It's like, this one is aligned with, what's it called? Paint Tool Sci. So the layout is very similar to Paint Tool Sci, whereas Clip Studio is very similar to Photoshop. And it's almost like two different languages in a way. So yeah, I have Clip Studio and I've tried to convert all of my stuff over there and gave up in about 30 minutes. Both are fun to use, but they have very different layouts. Yeah, so for example right here, with the quick color, you can really easily tell when this glove has missing spots because the white shines through, or the other colors shine through. Just got out of a video conference. Oh, nice. Was it the same one as earlier today? Oh wait, it might have been yesterday. Time is gone. How was it? Today is the day to draw fish. Fibsh. All the resources like new brushes are difficult to figure out too. Oh, yeah. Yeah, honestly, I can spend maybe an hour or two looking for new brushes and downloading them, and then I don't know. It's something new. It's not very motivating if you don't know what to look for, and I certainly don't. So I don't have any recommends or anything useful there, but I don't know. It's too easy to go back to your default brush. Like I've been looking for a nice kind of feathery touch brush for more of a crayon effect, and I've tried some, but they I don't know, they don't hit right, and so I'll just end up giving up on a full piece just because I don't like the way the brush is turning out. And there's the whole setup process of a brush too, when you have to figure out all the settings. And a lot of people who will offer downloadable brushes don't tell you what settings they use. So you end up with like a PNG image of some weird circle and no idea how to use it. Where would his teeth go? Here we are. Yeah. More of the same classes as yesterday. You have to drive in later? Nah. Rain is nice, less nice to drive in. Yike. Be safe, go slow. Only hit some old ladies. Maybe 50%. I suppose tuxedos are pretty straightforward, just black. It's pretty boring. Yeah, just all dark colors. This is going to be interesting. You wash the car, it rains. You take the bike out, it rains. Is this monsoon season over there? I would think that would be more springtime or something, but... Alright. Bye, Flywheel. Take care. Have a good time. guy's wearing tuxedo gloves. So I guess it would just be a black and white get up. Maybe a peppery, salt and peppery facial hair design. Whoa, accidentally colored in his eye. Oops. Black scholars. And I guess a hat would definitely be a little smoother. Shoes would be a lot shinier. Maybe no, the collar shouldn't be. That would be goofy. Yeah, this guy's getting a very boring color scheme. What if I make this tiny bit lighter? No. Maybe his buttons? Okay, okay, passable. Yeah, this is all gonna come down to shading to make it look different and exciting. Because the colors here are quite boring. There we go. It's only a short day. Okay, that's good. That's good. Oh, thank you. Atlantis vibes. Ooh. Ooh, I dig that. School to get out of work. It's definitely preferable. skin should be a little gross. Just a little bit. Gonna have to work on it. Skin is a pain in the butt to texture. Anglerfish, however. This will be interesting. I like this palette. I think I'm gonna stick with it, and it's definitely not going to be this obviously yellow, but I think I'm going to go with yellow tint here as opposed to blue in the background. Let's see. Yeah, so it'll be a contrasting thing then. So the background, BG. See, I'm naming some things. It'll be a very, very dark contrast. Maybe even sharper blue. Something like this. Okay. Yeah. And it's definitely going to look very different in the end, but I like to have a basic idea before I go crazy. Maybe I should even move this down here. Yes. Okay. I'm gonna split this sucker into 2 folders that I will inevitably lose track of. Nice. So what this means is that when I want to go in the middle and I want to make some cool adjustment, like I think I'm going to have there be some sort of highlight behind the guy instead of having to parse apart all of these layers and search for, you know, the guy so I can move the lighting behind him or anything. I already have it split in 2, so I can draw in between them whenever I want. Because I think This is based off of an anglerfish, the fish with the big lantern, and so I want to have some sort of highlight behind the guy to, I want it more subtle than this, but you know, it's essentially going to divide him and help make the fish fade more into the background. Let's see. Saving is important. Also, let me close this other one real quick. I'm going to be digging a little through my files in about 10 minutes. My old files, because this month is themed JanREDOary, which means, and thank you patrons for voting for that theme, but what this means is I'm going to dig through some old stuff and find an old project that I can redo. So I can, any of my old poster pieces or projects that I have already completed, I'm going to go through and redo one. And this can be, you know, from any age, as old as I would have started in 2012. So yeah, I think in 10 minutes I'm gonna start pulling some things up, and if y'all would like to help me come up with what project I should redo, that would be greatly appreciated. There we go. This is going to be tricky because the character in the background is going to be a lighter color than the character in the foreground. So it's all going to come down to how this is shaded and textured. So if there's going to be a light source in front of this guy, then I need to have the heaviest shadows right behind, or basically on the anglerfish. I need to have, if the light source is going to be in front of him, then any defining features near his face, so his eyeballs and teeth and sags in his face, are going to be very dark shading. Whereas there's also going to be, let's see, the light source is going to shine here and here. But where you have the brightest light, you always end up with the darkest shadow. That sounded super edgy. So, teeth are going to be casting shadows. Gonna have some sort of indent here. He's got dimples. Oh. It's probably gonna look very messy right here. And along his little wings. How do eyes? I'm going to actually grab these eyes and put them on a different layer so I can shade those very easily. Let me throw in some blue. Ugh, gross. This thing looks gross. Hopefully it stays that way. This is definitely going to be several layers of shading, but I definitely want to be sure and have a lot of faded lines, faded shadows, as well as harsher lines. You get a good mix. It's a good balance, not too many of each. Delicate process of alchemy. There's a very, very strong smell radiating from another room. I think. I think someone's cooking, but I've never smelled anything quite like this. Woo! It smells good at times, but then very, very bad at times. Like, I don't know if y'all have ever eaten expired chocolates, like very, very expired chocolates. But it smells, I'm getting whiffs of that. Ooh. And you know, you have that associative memory where suddenly you can taste it. So now I can taste extraordinarily expired chocolates. It's most unpleasant. Now and then there'll be a nice scent. Play-Doh is a nice scent. Maybe not the best cooking scent, but you know. It's generally not a bad scent. This piece reminds me we have to go deeper. Yeah, I'm gonna try and make it very unsettling. That is my end goal. To reach a cool, uncanny valley. And that's gonna take quite a while with these pieces. Usually I go back over them 4 or 5 times until you reach like that perfect medium. Go. Ooh, okay. So from the back, you can clearly tell which parts are highlighted more than others, and I'm definitely going to need to adjust that a bit, so I don't want this area to be too light. But I'm gonna have to go back over this several times anyway, so it's good to know. I would like to highlight some of the teeth a bit more. So I'll probably go over those and mess with them a bunch. I want to add some scales. And anglerfish have this kind of weird brownish, greenish tint. So I'm gonna definitely have to play with that a bit. But yeah. I'm gonna save right here because in 3 minutes I'm gonna start pulling up old pieces. And anyone in chat, if you can help me, figure out a piece that I can redo this month, and that'll be my big month project. For now, I think I'm going to mull over this piece a bit, because I'm definitely going to end up with 4 to 5 layers of shading on the fish alone, because this is nowhere near done. But it's good to kind of, you know, when you stare at a piece for too long in succession, then you start to forget, and you don't see certain things that you need to keep an eye out for. So I'm gonna come back to this later. For now, let's dig through the gallery. So my patrons requested that I go through my existing stuff, my existing gallery, and I pull up some pieces that I've already made and dig through them and figure out which piece that I can redo. So that can be, oh gosh, that can be anything. So I think if you guys are willing to help me, we need to narrow it down to 2 or 3 pieces that we can let the patrons decide between. So let me get my featured artwork. Actually, I wonder if I can just sort by my oldest art and go all the way back. 616 pieces of art uploaded on my DeviantArt. Oh my gosh. Oh goodness. Let's do it. Wow. Alright. So I'm gonna start pulling up some of my old pieces on here. This is one of my oldest posted pieces on DeviantArt from 2014. It was published March 17th, 2014. And it was for St. Patrick's Day. Wow, how big is this piece? This one features the Cutie Mark Crusaders looking into a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. I hate this piece. It is, well, not only is it 2014 artwork, but I don't know, the composition is super boring. I probably drew this the day of St. Patrick's Day or the day before, so I don't think I planned it ahead of time. I think usually I would do things more on the spur of the moment, you know. It was, oh, it's St. Patrick's Day, better do a quick piece of artwork. So I definitely, and I didn't know how to draw backgrounds at the time. So it's, I don't know, the cauldron isn't filled in properly, so the gradient kind of messes with the background. It does make the light show up a lot better, which is nice, but there's no real indication that this is the pot at the end of the rainbow, because there's no rainbow. You wouldn't be able to tell that this is St. Patrick's Day themed if there wasn't a really sloppy clover. So yeah, this is one of my oldest posted full pieces. I think most projects in my old gallery don't have a background or anything. It's just very simple. Simple stuff. This won't show up very well like that. Let me save image. Where'd it go? Here we are. Alright, another piece is Colors of the Wind. Basically one of my first headshots of a pony. Rainbow Dash. And I was playing a lot with her hair and flowing in the wind. Which I've always liked hair as a concept, and I did not do this well. I mean, it definitely ended up being more cartoonish with the hair, you know, all as part of one glob, essentially. The highlights make it look gummy, which is fine. I mean, it's definitely more in the cartoonish style, but I think it would be cool if I redid this piece. I would want to actually go through photographs of hair flowing in the wind and base it more off of that instead of just making gummy highlights and, you know, mushing that all together. I would want to play with her hair colors in a way that would make it look almost natural. I don't think I'd go overly realistic, but, you know, something a lot more organic feeling. Let's see what else I have. It is pretty standard. I think this would be a fun one to redo, then throw up when St. Paddy's Day comes along. That's true. That's coming up, actually. Wow. Yeah. I could definitely even save this on the back burner for March. You can never go wrong with RD. Oh, thank you. She is way too fun to draw, honestly. Oh my goodness. Oh no, I remember this piece. I didn't like it when I posted it. There have been a number of times when I go through and try and do lineless painting. So basically, without lines, without structure. Just, you know, almost on the same layer kind of thing, where you just go through and do a more painterly style. Try and render the piece. And I tried. This is back in 2014 as well, April. And it was just it was also movement. I'm very happy that I was trying to figure out movement in so many different pieces, but it sucks. The painting is not smooth at all. Ugh, it's super gross. Ooh, if I was gonna redo this, what I would probably do is side by side work with a Bob Ross tutorial, because he is excellent at painterly tips. So I would kind of I would see what he would describe for a sunny background, a sky background. I know his stuff is very simple, so I think that would be really nice, and then I could incorporate that into a Twilight as well. Although I don't know if he ever talks about painting hair, but that'll be a completely different challenge. Yikes, this might be one of the harder pieces if I redo it. What are some cool ones? I could work with original characters. Save image. And do this one. CO. COM. There we go. So this is a piece that I made also around 2014. Yeah, April 2014. And this was just a very simple bringing my OCs in to say, you know, commissions are open, yada yada. It was more of a business piece, but I still like these characters. So if I was going to redo this one, it would be more of a general, maybe, welcome to my page or something. I would have it banner style, so longer. I would incorporate more OCs, or maybe it could be my more personal original characters, my pony Sonas over the years. So this one is Lemon Party, and I could draw her with Horse, with Dizzy Dreamer, with Midnight Premiere, and I could have those four together as a piece, and that'd be cool. I mean, it probably wouldn't have anything to do with commissions at that point. It would be just more of a branded piece, a general welcome to my page kind of thing. So yeah, I could do that one. Let me actually start stacking these, because I don't know how many I'm gonna parse through. I'm gonna give myself I mean, it's already 8:40, so I might just give myself to the end of the stream to just play around with these, since this is going to be my big monthly project. There we go. This is a quicker piece that I did. I remember it didn't take me too much time at the time. And I think it was just a spur of the moment. Maybe that's how all my stuff was. Where I wanted to draw Discord, and it ended up being Little Discord. So this one would be just a very simple, cutesy, young Fluttershy and young Discord. She doesn't look very young in this picture, but I would definitely reference the young version of her from the show, and maybe have a long, peaceful landscape painting. So, you know, there's a meadow or a forest with a brook. Something really nice and peaceful. You know, almost like it was made for a wallpaper or something, like a full scene. It wouldn't be too busy on the rest of the scene. It would just be nice forest or meadow, something. And, you know, maybe some sort of elements of chaos going on, like a jackalope, whatever the bunny with antlers is called. You know, Discord doing something funny, because they've got like pink clouds in this background here. But yeah, I don't know, that I think that would be how I would redo this one, because as is, it's nice. You can tell what's going on, but it's very, very basic. Give your OCs more love. Yeah, I really meant to go back and redraw a lot of them. I haven't drawn some in years and years. It reminds me a lot of pastel art. Oh, gotcha. Yeah. Oh, pastels are hard. I still have a lot to do to learn that. Ooh. I could go in a completely different direction and do Pokemon. This is an old piece from October 2nd, 2014. And it was another painterly style. I think I did a lot better with this one. But it's still, oh my gosh, I drew this on a tiny canvas. You can see the pixelation so badly. But I think that would be cool. This is based on Mega Rayquaza. So I could do, this one maybe leaves less room for interpretation for expansion. It would be cool to have some sort of fighting pose with him where he's, you know, rearing back, and maybe there's some sort of effect going on around him. I think the background would still end up being pretty simple, because if he's in action, then all the focus should be on him. And, you know, unless I was going to completely remodel this piece into, you know, Mega Rayquaza having a battle with your trainer or something like that. But as for just keeping true to this piece, I think I would just have maybe a vertical canvas in which he's rearing back and you can see some sort of almost anime-esque, you know, effects coming from him. Something like that. Alright, let's keep digging. Getting more into poster pieces. There is this one that I made a long time ago, back in February of 2015. Wow, oh my gosh. This is one of the first posters that I ended up with. And as you can see, it wasn't intended to be a poster because it was just, I just had a square canvas and I drew in it. So I never planned ahead for poster pieces or anything. But it was just, I don't know, I wanted to draw Pinkie Pie in a swing. And it ended up being this anthro character. I'm happy that I was practicing with angles. I do like that. Kind of the over-the-shoulder bit. So that was definitely new. I played with body proportions, which I think this is one of the first humans that I was playing with in digital art. I used to do all my humans in traditional, but it's definitely trickier like this. The lighting is all sorts of crazy. At the end of the piece, I just threw in a filter, made some rays or whatever, and it didn't really affect the rest of the piece, so you can't see some bright lighting on the trunk. It's very basic. The textures are cool. Textures are there. I think this would be interesting to do. I haven't drawn anthro characters in a while, I don't think. And this is one of the more official pieces that I ended up with for my posters. This is one that I sold at conventions for a very limited time. Let's see, very old one, another poster piece that I did twice. I think I did a simple redo in the same year that I posted it until I was satisfied. But this one, Dream Princess Moonimation, you know, very obvious parody of DreamWorks, the animation studio. But this is something that I still sell at conventions and as, you know, as postcards and things like that. And it's always been popular because Luna, of course. But I think I could make it better. It was posted on 2015. Wow, jeez. I'm very happy with how Luna turned out. I think I'm still happy with that. I would definitely fix up her wings. Her wings are very basic here. The general style would be different. I've started drawing Luna with more lunar hair, so space themes or night themes in her hair. The clouds would look a lot different. The starry sky would look super different. I don't know if you can tell from the stream, but zooming in, you can see all these speckles. I had a star brush that I loved and I used for everything, and it's good, but I think I overused it in every instance, and I never went in and no, I think at a certain point I started coloring them in manually, but I don't know. It could be better. It could be a lot better. I think the clouds are very tricky because they are shaped in such a way. They're not, you know, the typical horizontal clouds. They come up in the original animation picture, and they're kind of curled. So that would be a lot of fun to play with. Yeah, that's one of the bigger ones. What else is there? What else? Maybe I should divide these in types. If I'm going towards the OC direction, I could redo this poster. This is definitely more of a self-indulgent piece that I did, which I'm glad about. I'm super happy that I had the time and energy to draw for fun a lot more often back then. Nowadays, I still draw for fun, but I always have to, or I always keep the thought in mind of, you know, I need to make sure that this can be used for merchandise or something like that, so I've very rarely drawn my characters, especially not, you know, these long forgotten ones, but this is a band group that I really loved, and I drew personalities, or I wrote down personalities for all of them, and, you know, named them and everything, and I don't think I've drawn them since. And I really like them. This shading is super basic. This is back when I started drawing these almost cow-like snouts. And at the time I was very, very fond of it. I am much less so now. But yeah, I really like them. Maybe I would probably end up changing their colors a bit, because I like the direction of their colors, but they don't blend, so I think I would play around in with some color palettes and try and remain similar to what these colors are, but make them jive a lot better. Yeah, I love these characters. Aw, they're my babies. Oh my gosh, yeah, I did post the one of Fluttershy turning into an orange. These are very old pieces. I'm just going through my DeviantArt right now. Oh my goodness. Depending on how ambitious I want to get. Whereas something like, you know, this painted Twilight would be more of a challenge in that it would take me a lot of time and really do it would really go down a different alley of practice. Or if I want to just spend a lot of time and work on this batch of characters, maybe even update it, then this is one of the other ambitious pieces that I could redo. Another one of my oldest posters. I spent a ton of time on it, and usually when I was finished with these giant pieces, I would be dissatisfied with them. Just because it's really tricky to try and incorporate a whole series of characters together into one piece. So this is called The Perfect Revenge, and it features all of the villains basically TPing, ransacking Twilight's castle. And poor Spike is opening up the door to see what's outside, what all the fuss is. You see the maniac TPing the house. Sombra is posing for a photo. Flim and Flam are present. Ooh. Aria is playing with her taco. Tyrek is painting, graffitiing the house. We've got Starlight, the Diamond Dog and Timberwolf, Snips and Snails, Trixie, a Changeling, Nightmare Moon, the Wendigo and Tantabus, and of course Discord, all in one piece. So this would probably take more than the month to finish, but I could definitely start. If I was going to redo this piece, I would update the villains list for one, which would make it even crazier because now we have Cozy Glow and what's her name? Chrysalis has a bigger part, so I would probably put her in there. Gorgonzola, the Discord character in the finale. Sunset Shimmer's evil angel self, maybe? I don't know. Yeah, I think I could do it. The castle took me ages upon ages. But I think that's still her house. I don't remember it. Why don't I remember it anymore? Where does Twilight live? Does she even have a house anymore? I feel like all of her past houses got blown up in some capacity. But yeah, that would be another piece. And let me find one more. And then we can put it up to maybe a vote or something. Or discussion. General discussion. Ooh. Okay, so the last one could be... This isn't pony related at all. This one is Undertale. This is something that I spent a long time on and was not very satisfied with the end result either. Which sucks, because I really like the angles and everything. It's another challenge piece because it's got a lot of almost mechanical elements to it with the shopping cart and the shelves in the background. They are very precise and, you know, orderly as they should be. And I didn't do much with this piece afterwards. So I could definitely... I know I need to redo the shelves, for sure. It would be fun to have a lot of Deltarune references. For those of you who aren't familiar, Undertale and Deltarune are in the same universe. Deltarune is essentially the sequel that has been released. So it'd be cool to have kind of crossover-y themes to it. Let's see. This book cover is super sloppy and boring. I just went in with a pen and wrote it in. I would fix that up. The things in the background look super gross and boring. I'd fix those up. But this would be fun. This is actually a crossover of that post-credit scene in Lilo and Stitch, if y'all are familiar. It's, I think Stitch and some random baby in the grocery aisle, in a shopping mall. So yeah, these are the options. So we have two non-ponies, which are the Rayquaza and Undertale. We have two original characters ones. One that would just end up being probably my main characters, and I don't know, a long banner of some kind. And the second of which would have these 4 band characters. And the rest are pretty self-explanatory. Just, I've got some poster pieces, I've got some like the Painterly challenge of Twilight. I've got the Discord Fluttershy. That would end up being a really nice... I would probably go for a Painterly background also. St. Patty's Day, yeah, I might even just save that for March and redraw that one. Yeah, so these are the options. What do y'all want to see? If you were, you know, just browsing, what would you want to see as a redone piece? That'd be a good background. An anthro piece would be nice and different, yeah. I agree. I have not drawn anthros in a while, and I've only done Twilight as a human, so I think it'd be cool to see Pinkie, especially with her hair. I would definitely try and make it look a little more believable. I'm all for the OC ones as top, but the Luna or Flutters one are great top runner-ups. Okay, okay. So I will put some votes down in red. Put these as 1s and Luna and Flutters as 2s. Hello, Dead Parrot. Yes, right now I am running through some old pieces and deciding which one I should redo for JanREDOary. So yeah, I've pulled a bunch of these up. These are from 2012 to 2014. And they are some old pieces that I think would be cool challenges to redo this month. So for example, I've got 2 OC pieces. This one with the commissions open, and then this band group. So these 4 characters that I'd probably rework a little. And I've got 2 non-pony pieces, the Mega Rayquaza and the Lilo and Stitch Undertale crossover. And then the rest are pony related, so these 2 on the bottom, 3 on the bottom, Anthro Pinky, Dream Princess, and this crazy villains piece. These would be interesting because I've made them into posters already, so it'd be interesting to see how they would be reworked. And the ones on the top I think would be cool challenges. So yeah, if anyone would like to see anything specifically, then let me know in the chat. I'm just playing through these for a little bit, and then as it is 9 o'clock, I'm going to be cutting it off in a little bit. I definitely feel like 2 hours is a very short amount of time for streaming, but it's interesting to have the 3 days a week schedule. Like the Flutters and Dream Princesses taught myself. Okay, awesome. We're getting some similar votes. Yeah, I think Fluttershy and Discord would be a lot of fun to make into that wallpaper. I'm envisioning probably another Bob Ross tutorial where, you know, you have the forest and maybe a little brook running through, you know, some rocks, some sort of, I don't know, shading from the leaves above where, you know, you can see the, oh my gosh, that would be crazy to have those hazy leaf shadows on the floor below. That would look really nice. That would be a challenge, painting water if I do a brook. And yeah, that would probably turn into a big long poster piece of just young Fluttershy and young Discord just hanging out, walking and talking or something. Painterly Twilight I could do in any sort of sky. She could be overlooking Ponyville. That would be really interesting to have the perspective of the, you know, the ground below. The St. Patty's one, I think that would be a fun March piece, especially since it's so old. I don't like looking at it. I want it to be redone at some point. In terms of selling, I think the Flutters and Discord one will be great. That's true. And that would be fun. That would be fun. I don't know. I wanna definitely keep the choice open to everyone. Just in terms of maybe what would be the more appealing to you guys, to the audience. That's what I'm focusing on. And yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to end up as a poster piece at all. Rainbow Dash, I could have, she could be overlooking some sort of background. I think if I was gonna focus on her hair and wind and just those kind of, those effects, then I would want the background to be relatively simple so I could draw or paint a, you know, a valley or some sort of overlook. But then I would probably make it a lot fuzzier, so it would be less detailed, it would be very faded, so that you can focus on just Rainbow Dash being, you know, dramatic and letting her hair flow in the wind. And yeah, I think I think they would all be a lot of fun. The villains one would surely take up this whole month, maybe next month as well, if I was going to update it with all of those characters. But it would be fun to draw Flim and Flam again. And Pinky with the swing aspect. I could have it be in... Where would the swing be? Did they made a new sanctuary for Fluttershy, didn't they? No, they ended up... Never mind, that was never a thing. Maybe, you know, in the Cake's backyard or something with the baby cakes. Oh, that would be cool, actually, to have them in the background, and I don't know. They would look like anthro babies, though. I don't want to draw anthro babies. Never mind. Scratch that. But yeah. I might... So I think for the rest of the stream, let's give it 10 more minutes. I'm gonna cut these into 3 options, and then I'm gonna sick my patrons on them and see what people would like. So far it seems to be the top 2 in the top and 2 in the bottom. So let me cut these out forcefully. Anthro Babies, the Nickelodeon hit series. It's the failed Rugrats. Alright, we've got 4 now. 4 decisions. And I want to cut them into 3, so maybe let's cut out one of the OC pieces. So, of those 2 OC pieces, which would you rather see? This one would end up... I would not end up with the commission sign. That's too limiting. So it would be some of my main characters. So, Horse, Lemon Party, Dizzy Dreamer, Midnight Premiere, and probably just those 4. And they would be advertising, or just, I don't know, a basic hello, welcome to my website, that kind of thing. Heck, I mean, I could even make it just them hanging out. It doesn't have to be business related at all. Whereas this one would be the band. Maybe I could make it themed like an old, you know, 80s album cover or something. And I would redraw these characters. So not only would it be a redone piece, but I would also change up the colors a little bit. So it'd be kind of a redesign sort of thing. Maybe I'll give them, you know, some more accessories or something. Junebug has a little hairband, headband, and I could do something, give them some sort of matching, I don't know, outfit in some way. And that would be fun to have like a cool edgy album cover sort of thing going on. So yeah, of these 2, what would y'all like to see? And then I think I will keep these 2 at the top of the list as well for to be decided between. I think it would be a very sweet mix with, I mean, I think the concept would be pretty simple if they were, for the top one, if all 4 characters were just hanging out. So it would be a nice little homage to to these poor characters I don't do anything with. The bottom one would be less used characters, but it would be cool to have the weird weird aesthetic. Of the 3 of the OCs, I like the trio with the sign. Okay. So 1 vote for the top one. Cool. Yeah, I think it would be cool to draw Lemon Party again. She has a weird design. And maybe I could sneak this guy in. Huckleberry. It's a very obnoxious character. I've redrawn him once since then. Still obnoxious. They go on adventures discovering their own existence. Let me make a poll. New poll. Alright. I'm setting this as a 2-minute poll. Let's do it. So let me pull up both of these together. Cast your votes, ladies and gents, and be friends. This is gonna be 1 and 2. Yeah, thankfully, I'm so thankful for polls and for you guys because I'm very indecisive. I don't know. I can't think of which one I would want to see more. I keep thinking, oh, this would be nice to experiment with. Oh, but this one. Oh, but... The former is much more freedom of expression. Yeah, that's true. That's true. That would be fun. It would be interesting to get those 4 main OCs and have them, because they do just kind of stand for the art evolution over the years, I suppose. Poll's almost over. Da-da-da-da-dum. Main OCs. Alright, there we go. And so it is done. So these 3. Alright, cool. So what I will do is I will put these up online. I will let I wonder if I can have the Twitch subscribers cut it down to 2 and then the patrons cut it down to 1, and I'll just narrow it bit by bit and redo one of these pieces for JanREDOary. But yeah, so I'm gonna cut off the stream here. I would love to keep going. I'm thinking 2 hours is just like with panels, it feels very short. But it's been a lot of fun to experiment with that. So for Friday, in 2 days, same time, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Central, I'm going to just play a game, I guess. That has yet to be decided which game. Maybe I will see if I can grab people for a group game of Among Us or Jackbox, or if I'm just gonna, you know, relax on Friday, then maybe I'll go through a solo player game. I have plenty that I can go through, so that's what there is to look forward to on Friday. Just no artwork allowed. I have to sit back and just vibe. And so yeah, that's what's gonna happen from there. Thank you all for joining the stream. And there's definitely a lot of stuff that I still need to play around with, Twitch settings and things. Playing with the background and making sure that the lag isn't too far behind, yada yada. But for now, I've had a lot of fun just experimenting with what I've been able to make so far. Has been a lot of fun. So thank you all for helping me stay motivated and, you know, decide on what projects I'm gonna work on, stuff like that. So yeah, thank you. I'm gonna give the stream a minute to catch up with the lag. But big thanks. I'm going to link my Discord in the stream chat if you would like to be notified when I go live, or if you'd like to share your own art, your own, you know, memes, and just hang around, share shenanigans with us. I will type our Discord. Any of my socials are on there, or if you type in !, social media such as Twitter, Instagram, yada yada, that'll pop up in chat as well as the links below in my about section. But thank you all for joining, and I will see you on Friday. Bye bye.